welcome back into the Kramer Show. And joining me now, he's been a guest of this show once. He's also a friend of the show. We have the SFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine. Cam, how you doing?
I'm great, Kramer. How are you?
You know what? With all the exciting news going around with the Simulation Football League, especially with the SFL minor league system coming around, I mean, we've already had a handful of teams that have been introduced so far. I think the Albuquerque Adams might be my team to actually look out for because, one, it's like a nuclear type thing, which is pretty sick. I wouldn't expect it to be the SFL, but just talk a little bit about the teams that have joined so far.
Yeah, we really wanted to be creative with brands. Some brands that have been utilized maybe by past SFL teams, like for example, the logo of the Ottawa Cavalry used to be the logo of the New York Knights back in when they first got started in the league. They were our first champion. Of course, New York is now the Queen City Corsairs. It's always been the same ownership, but we knew that brand wouldn't necessarily be back in the SFL anytime soon because it has an SFL history in the pros. So that was something to use. The Boise Mud Dogs, their logo used to be the Dallas Roughnecks back when Stephen Mullinex owned the team and before he rebranded to the Dallas Lobos. So these are brands that we've seen used before. Adams was a different one. It was a unique one, and I think people are going to really love those uniforms. At first, you think, oh, that looks like the Queen City Corsairs, that bright green, but it's actually like this slimy color, and it's a pretty cool concept, and a number of people worked on the minor league uniform concepts. We'll actually have and in fact, I believe the Albuquerque team was designed by somebody in our community. We had our president, Jermaine Smith, who's a self-proclaimed uniform expert, do some uniforms and things. And so while I look at the minor league right now as we're just having fun. We're just getting it started, just seeing what we can do with it, what we can play with it. As we move forward in the SFL and the minor league grows and grows, you might start to see maybe some more team-centric or branding associated with these minor league clubs. But for now, it's just all about having fun, having a good time, and giving our community and the rest of SFL Nation action in the off season in terms of games and getting to meet new people, new players, new future superstars. So we're really looking forward to it.
For those tuning in, I actually have asked Cam to come on and I guess leak out some news of the new teams coming on. We'll get towards that a little bit later on in our conversation. But before that, how many people have helped out with the naming, the putting the locations, even with the colors, of course, of the teams and with the logos? Like, how many people have helped out? And if you want to give them a shout out that way, it'd be perfect right here.
Yeah, a lot of that's been done by administration. Andrew Rastelli, who will be the commissioner of the league, Jermaine Smith, the league president, have sort of tag teamed some things. But there were a couple designs that went through the process of when we had the uniform contest for the Pro Bowl and the rookie showcase that we thought, well, those are pretty cool, and they might not have gotten necessarily a majority vote, but it would serve to be a great minor league team. And so it's just been kind of a collaboration, but more importantly, the amount of people that will be associated with these minor league teams. I think it's important it's very easy for SFL players who are currently on a major league team right now to forget just how many players are trying to be where they're at right now. And they're all going to get to be the first ones to experience it in the minor league. And we'll be well over 100 by the time we kick off in terms of players in the minor league. But all these guys and girls, these are going to be their first time on the field playing and at the position that they want, with the player that they want, with the progression that they they banked and they applied. And it's really going to be a fascinating minor league season because it's going to set everything up well for the draft. And we're going to get to know these new people and these new players a lot quicker than we've gotten to know people in the past before. So, it's it's a consolidated team effort at the top, but the real effort is going to come when all of those players start actively participating and getting them all on the field. That's really where the all the challenge is.
So you mentioned that they can come in with their banked progression. So say, such as a guy like say Tyson Cooper, who's going to be the quarterback in Boise. So he can at least come on in and have a projected path of what he wants to build before the draft.
You're gonna see players get a chance to to build at least through a skeleton, right? The type of player in which they aspire to be. Anybody that knows the player progression system knows that you can't just put in 10 progressions and now you're a superstar, right? It takes work to be
Yes.
a great player. And what they're essentially going to do is they're going to lay a foundation for themselves of what type of player I'm interested in being. And a lot of the teams around the league can obviously give advice, to these players on how best to build their guys. Everybody has different philosophies, and that's what's always so interesting about it. Teams feel like their philosophy is the philosophy. Well, there's lots of different philosophies around the league, and so they're going to get a chance to share those with those players, and those players are going to get a chance um, eh, to to really just kind of lay that groundwork. Now, once after the minor league season is over, all the progression that they rack up during the minor league season, that's up to the teams. Consider it like a training camp type thing, where teams, are then going to get to shape players, mold them into, the image of the franchise and things like that. There's still some fine tuning to be worked out through the system. But again, it's the minor league. We're trying to have fun. It's a place where we can experiment, try new ideas, try new things. If they don't work this year, we'll change them next year. If they work this year, they could be applied to the major league in some way. I mean, it's all about experimentation. Think of it as, you know, our minor league is the NFL's XFL, where they just kind of get to sit and see, well, what works and what doesn't, and how can we apply that to make a better SFL. So that's really the focus of the minor league, and that's why we didn't have anybody. That's why the league is owning all the teams, is because we don't want ownership, minor league ownership, to feel like wins and losses are a direct reflection of their leadership. We didn't want to do that to people. We wanted a place where coaches could have an environment to learn, grow, and get better, and a place where the league could experiment with roster builds, depth charts, things like that, and it not be detrimental to a team owner, if that makes any sense.
No, it does. A question that I also had were so total teams in this is isn't it 8?
Yes,
Okay, and so just for another clarification, this is kind of like this is going to happen no matter what in between seasons of the regular SFL seasons, correct?
correct. It'll start the week of the semifinals, and it will conclude the weekend before the rookie draft. Now every offseason.
So that right there shows, and I want people to know that. I mean, simulation football is not stopping. Like it's going to be a year round thing, no matter what's going to happen. Kind of like how we'd had to take our little bit of breaks in between the winter and the summer seasons, correct? So it's like it's just going to keep on going.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about it is that for the people that work so hard
Like
on
yourself.
on their teams, like myself, like Andrew Rastelli or Jermaine Smith, or all of the owners and all the coaches and all the scouts, it's still the off season, right?
Oh yeah.
It's just a different type of off season. You have different people who, let's take Robert Garrett Jr. for example. He was named the coach of Boise. He was the first head coach to be named. He is a statistician. He's a player. He's a broadcaster. If he's a coach in the minor league season, well, you might say to yourself, well, he has no off season. Well, he's just applying his passion for the SFL in a totally different way. So that's kind of how we look at the minor league. Is there's going to be a lot of people involved in the minor league, but they're going to be applying different skills, different talents, and themselves differently as fans of the game, and for a lot of teams, this minor league will be very important. They get to see film on these players and how they're playing, and they get to study teams and coaching staffs and what they might be doing, and it could help shape season 15 in a very positive way in terms of being able to elevate these guys onto the teams, onto coaching staffs, and it could revolutionize a franchise that is down now but could quickly ascend. And so, technically, it feels like there is no off season, but it's just a better off season, is the way I look at it.
It's a more, I guess, more relaxing, so you're going to enjoy more content for us. Cameron Irvine joining me right now on the Kramer Show. Right now is the time. We are going to unveil, I guess, the next two teams that's going to be released out as when this show does get released out. Cam, you just take it away. And what's the new city? What's the new location? What's the team? So what's it all about?
So the next team to be unveiled for the SFL minor league will be the San Jose Wings.
So San Jose's
San
coming
Jose.
back.
Well, we had San Francisco. Never had a San Jose before.
Oh.
They're black and silver. You've got silver jet on the side of the helmet. It's the Top Guns logo from All Pro is something that's never been utilized by any SFL major league team. And it's a really great thing. San Jose has tons of aviation. San Jose State has an aviation degree. They have aviation museums. It's a really cool thing. And to be back in California, to your point, Kramer,
That's what I'm trying
to be back in California again after the loss of the Sharks was important to all of our California fans out. That my messages would load. The head coach for San Jose is going to be Brian Craven. So congratulations to Brian Craven getting that job. Of course, he hosts Coach's Corner and is one of the two Bash brothers. And so he'll be heading the San Jose team. That'll be fun and exciting. Some impact players for San Jose. They have a quarterback with, as of this broadcast, 11 check-ins. Their quarterback will be Ace Fennick. Ace Fennick gets the quarterback nod in San Jose. You'll also want to keep an eye on their running back, Spencer Gordon. He's got 6 check-ins built. And then at linebacker, Clay Jones is going to be a beast at linebacker. So the San Jose Wings, super excited to see them hit the field. And congrats to all those involved.
That's awesome that San Jose is going to have the one and only Brian Craven. Brian is a really good guy as head coach, and I kind of want to see what he was going to have put on the table when the season starts for the minor league system for him.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I mean, you've got this mesh of people that don't have a lot of coaching experience or have some, which, by the way, we've already had our first assistant hiring. The Boise Mud Dogs, Robert Garrett Jr., Gabriel Manning is going to assist. Nikki Colantrelli is going to be an assistant on that staff. So Boise is off and running. Putting together a squad that's really going to be exciting. Obviously, those are some household names on that team. And it's really cool to see teams come together too. You've got people from Vegas and London and all sorts of people on that team. Fox Highwind's on that team. He's currently in Atlanta. Tyson Cooper's on that team. He's playing for Denver.
Yep.
You've got Delaney Nash, who's playing for Vancouver. Like, all these people are coming together, and it really does feel like it's sort of another Pro Bowl in that way, where you've got all of these personalities, forming this new team that'll take part in the minor league. So it's going to be fun to see how San Jose competes and how some of these new teams, find their path.
So we have San Jose. Cam, what is the next team that's going to be released out there to the SFL world?
All right, the next team is going to be on the other coast, and they are the Annapolis Navigators. Annapolis, Maryland, just south of Baltimore, just east of Washington, D.C., gets a squad. That's, of course, where the United States Navy is is based out of, and it's a really cool concept. Really fits the the area that this team is from and is representing. And they've got a lot of awesome impact players to come. Their quarterback will be Cameron Curtis. He has 10 check-ins. What a great name, by the way,
Yeah,
right?
it's a great one. I've actually know a real Cameron Curtis in real life.
Really?
Yes.
Well, there you go. He's now the lesser Cameron Curtis because he's not playing quarterback for Annapolis. Scott Johnson will be the running back. He's got 10 check-ins at this time, but don't sleep on DJ. Or I'm sorry. Oh, spoiler alert! DJ Gaynor's also on that squad. Oh, you
Ooh,
lucky dog, DJ.
ooh, look at that.
Nelson Lozano Jr. is an impact player to watch. 9 check-ins at linebacker. Got a lot of. It's pretty incredible, Kramer. I think linebacker is going to be trending up in season 15 because some of the best defensive players in the SFL minor league are linebackers, and they're linebackers by choice, and they want to be beasts. And I think we could see, especially with Zach Sandlin and Jared McChesney and Sudo Nakai and all these big running backs, I think we're going to start seeing some hard-hitting linebackers in this rookie class coming out of the minor leagues and making a big difference on their squad. So that's the Annapolis Navigators. I will clarify, DJ Gaynor is slated to be a wide receiver on Annapolis, so that's my commissioner flub for the day.
Are you okay?
And yeah, so some might ask, why are we only releasing 3 players per team? Right now, we're in the midst of continuing to add people into the minor league. If you don't have a subscription yet, you can get one. You can be automatically into the minor league. And if you upgrade to a pro subscription or get a pro subscription right away, you leapfrog all of the players who are just rookies or prospect subs. And so what that does is it puts you in a better priority to select your position. That's why we're not unveiling all of the players on all of the rosters yet, because we're giving people an opportunity to, once they see the impact players released, if there's a certain amount of spots left open at receiver or defensive tackle or whatever, then players have a chance to get involved. If you've got 8 check-ins but you don't have a subscription, just get one, and all of a sudden, boom, right? You're on the field and you have that. You can get that desired position you want. You can apply all that progression, all that stuff. So we're building things out slowly but surely. Obviously, kickoff is towards the end of April. So we anticipate by the end of the month, almost all of the players who will participate on opening day rosters in the minor league announced and out there for the world to see. So super excited about continuing to reveal these teams. We have 6 down, 2 to go, and looking forward to releasing those sometime either over the weekend or early next week.
It's crazy to think that Week 9 is starting tomorrow, and the fact that the SFL minor league is coming in at full force. It's a great time to be in the SFL.
Absolutely, and we can't wait to release the schedule. We're planning some really awesome, unique broadcasts for the minor league, just to, again, mix things up, spice things up. We've got a really awesome schedule to reveal. That'll come in the next couple of weeks as well. So look out for that, and your chance to participate in some really unique broadcasts throughout the minor league season.
That is awesome, Cameron. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come and talk with me on my show.
Thank you, Kramer. Have a good one.
That's the SFL Commissioner Cameron Irvine joining me on the Kramer Show. We'll be right back. Let's tie a bow on this bad boy, and we'll wrap things up. Right, this is the Kramer Show.